Good morning. Here we are at Joe's Story Senior Center. I'm Angie Merritt. We're doing a gentle senior yoga chair version today, and I'm Age Well Health Quest. You can find us on YouTube. So, namaste. And don't talk. It's our class. So, we'll do some breathing after we do our namaste. 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 And we'll do some breathing. We'll inhale up. And remember, we're trying to stretch this part of our body to make that rib cage have a little more room. So we're inhaling up and exhaling extra reach. We breathe into our belly, it expands like a balloon. And exhale, a little push. And then after our balloon, we come up to our ribs, so balloon, ribs, and exhale. Now the third part is our upper chest. I do believe my camera is broken. We're going to try again here. All right. And we've got our straps today. And we want to come out from our chair a bit. And we're doing a big inhale up. And then we're going back as far as we can on our exhale. And then a little further out. And maybe we can go a little further back, whatever we can. And maybe a little further out. Big inhale, and whatever we can. Opening those shoulders, opening that chest. Big inhale. Big exhale. All right, you can feel that in your shoulders. And we're going to be kind of slanted, so we're bringing that chest up and to the other side. Maybe we're going to bring that chest forward a bit. Looking for a little movement in that upper back. And last one. And to the other side, and exhale as we come to the side. Big inhale across. One more round. Movement in our upper back and our strengthening those, lengthening the muscles between our ribs. All right, do all that. And let's go with to the side, turning to the side and stretch. And bring it back together and turn to the other side and stretch. Exhaling. Right, and we'll put that in line. And let's do a little with our legs. Let's just lift the leg and lift the leg. And let's talk about our core and our pelvic girdle. So finding these abs that are right here in front, and let's see if we can find a zipper. Relax the starters, and then as we tighten those muscles, just pretend it's a zipper. We're zipping up as high as we can. And then relax it. And zip it up. Start with our pelvic floor, our abs, our transverses. Engage, and engage as tightly as we can, and then relax and engage. So these transverse our abdominal muscles and our pelvic floor, and then relax. And then we're going to take that same pelvic girdle action into our lift. So as we lift, put on that pelvic girdle, zip it up and down, zip it up and lift. All right. Could you tell any difference in how easy it is to lift if you have those muscles engaged? Okay, so whenever we're doing those lifts, that's what we need to be doing, is finding that pelvic girdle and put it on, tighten it up. I remember when we were, like young teenagers, we might wear a girdle. Because we were kind of pudgy.
Well, that was the way we held up our hose.
Yeah.
The
garter belt. Isn't that what you called it? The garter belt?
Yeah, the garter belt.
Yeah. Right. What a wonderful invention. Pantyhose were. And now we're with hose. Anybody wear hose ever?
Sometimes. I do sometimes.
Occasionally. Or a real dress up occasion, maybe. So, things have changed, right?
Well, I had forgotten that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Snap those little things in.
Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. So, we want to remember that, and let's try our jumping jacks. So, we're doing the same thing. Put on that pelvic girdle. And we're doing our side twist, so we're bringing that shoulder around, maybe it's parallel to the other shoulder, and we're low. We'll exhale here, and bring it up, and twist. Exhale, and pendulum across, make that twist, that shoulder on that side that we just were, that's, maybe we're making that high. Getting a little flexibility through that spinal column. And we'll go to the other side. So down low and up high. Can you feel that? Does it feel better? Let's go with our seated cat-cow. So we're hands on our knees and we're rounding our back and bringing our head down toward our lap. Big exhale. Maybe we can feel that tailbone tucking and belly button exhale. The backbone exhale. Then, starting with our tailbone, it moves back, lifting our chest, lift it some more, bringing our shoulders back. Back is concave. And then coming to our cat once again, rounding. Shoulders forward, shoulders back, belly button forward, tailbone back. And just imagine the vertebra and the motion that they're going through. Each and every one gets a chance to move. Did you ever have one of those little alligator toys or a snake toy and they're jointed and you just wiggle them? Just envision that spinal column just doing the same thing. Just back and forth, opening on one side, and then opening on the other side. Okay, while we're here, let's go with our little flexibility in our legs, our hips. So we'll start with our hands go marching, and we're wider and wider. And back in. And then we'll try this. Let's bring our leg out. And if you want to use a strap, you can try that. So, strap over our foot. We want to put it on the fatty part of our foot, right under our, well, it's not really fat, it's muscular, but straightening that leg out, kicking that heel out, and any lift that we might have, and lower and lift it. Can you feel it? All right, let's do the other leg. If you can, hold it up close. Keep that heel out, straighten that leg. Okay. And then we'll bring that foot over. That ankle beyond our bone there. Kicking that heel out and fanning our toes, bringing those toes up toward our chin. And lifting our whole torso up tall. And if we've got to lean, we can take it. If we don't, that's okay. So exhaling. And we want a nice straight back lean. We just want to open that back of that hip. Great for sciatica. If you have sciatica, do that a couple of times a day. It opens the channel, and eventually the inflammation will go down because it's not being pinched all the time. So heel out and toes fan, lifting that, and lean if you've got one. Feeling those backs of those hip joints opening. And that. And we'll go to the back of our chair. And we'll start with our feet wide and just coming low. Whatever squat is ours, we want to drag those knees over our toes. We want those strong thigh muscles. Exhaling down. All right. Then we'll come feet closer together and coming up on our toes and back down on our heels. And if we can, lift our toes, then rocking back, coming up on our toes as best we can, as high as we can, and then back and picking up our toes and up on our toes and back, lifting our toes. And let's go a little bit wider with our feet, and we'll do a little weight shifting. So we have our hand like we're on against the wall, our other hand under our elbow, and we're shifting to that side, and we're bringing our foot out. Then we're coming to the other side. Pushing against the wall helps our balance as we're doing this. And we're getting a little stronger in our balance. Moving those little mobility in our hips also. Just practicing that weight shift. The breathing. Okay, and then a little more for mobility through our core, our hips. We're bringing our hips forward, our hips way out to the side, way out to the back, way out to the other side. If you want to add your arms, just getting as much action circling in our hips as we can. And reversing. Keeping our dance moves. All right. And finding our right foot up close. Either right foot is okay, just remember. And finding that back foot far enough back to find a little stretch in that calf. And bringing that heel down. And lifting up on our toe. And bringing that heel down. Working that calf. And then raise our hands up if we want to today. Bringing our hands up. Our knee is over our ankle that's bent. Our warrior one. And down. And bringing that other foot up. And finally stepping back and finding enough stretch in that back calf. Our knee is over our ankle on our front foot, and we're lifting that heel and lowering. Lifting and lowering. We need a little strength and flexibility in our ankles and knees. And a little strength in our feet, a little flexibility in our feet to help us with our not falling. All right. And hands on the back of the chair, and then walking backwards, taking our hips back until we can get as parallel to the floor as we can manage. Stretching through our whole back body, through our shoulders, upper back. And we're wagging our tails, so taking our hips to one side, and then our hips to the other side. Exhaling as we stretch to the side. And then we're coming up and turning our chair around. And lifting that knee, taking that leg back as best we can. And then rotating that ankle in the other direction. And to the other side, you might want to try that pelvic girdle, that zipper trick. This is core strength, and rotating that ankle and the other direction. And down. All right. feet back a little bit. And we're kind of parallel to the floor. We can bend our knees a bit. And looking over our shoulder, tilting our hips in the opposite direction and bringing that shoulder forward on that opposite side. Opening those vertebrae side to side. Then we're coming to the other side, looking behind us, tilting our hips and bringing that shoulder forward. And back side one, big exhale. And side two. Side one. And side two. And we'll come back to our chair. Well, let's stand in front of the chair a minute and find our knees, if you can. And we're just circling our knees, working that connective tissue in our knees. Just some little circles. And going the other way. And down to our chair. And working on our shoulders just a bit. Let's just wave up and down. It's supposed to be good for our heart. And then fingertips to our shoulders, and we're circling with our elbows. And then reversing. All right, and then I'll do a little bit with our neck. We're dropping our chin to chest. And rolling our chin out to one side. And then high. Be careful not to let your head drop back. And then to the other side. And down. Drawing that circle again. Here's top one. And then going the other direction. And then sitting up very tall, low shoulders, chin parallel to the ground, and we're lowering our ear toward our shoulder. And up and to the other side. And up and back to side one. If you want to, you can just do some little micro movements toward this stretched side and up and to the other side. And then bringing our hands up, energy ball, and pushing down, lifting up, and looking to the side. Our chin is parallel as we look. We're exhaling, inhaling across. as we push, we're lifting our whole torso, so all the way from our bottom, lifting up. This is very handy for keeping the ability to check the traffic behind us, because, well, we can't turn our head. I mean, we got mirrors, but I like to see.
It is hard sometimes.
It is, yes, it is. So, and then hands to our knees, chin to chest. We're lifting it up. And then pushing against our chin, exhaling, and our back of our neck is longer, stretching. Then inhaling out and watching our hands go down, chin to chest, and once again our neck is stretched at the back. And then wingspan, where if we can interlace our hands behind, that's what we do. If not, we just reach, lifting our heart, bringing our shoulders back, our elbows back, lifting our whole torso tall. Maybe we're looking up a bit. I call it the moonrise. And then rolling our head forward, our elbows forward, pushing up with our head, pulling down with our hands, allowing that stretch down the back of our neck, lengthen and strengthen. And release. Those are body parts to people left All right, let's do a little forward so our feet are wide. And putting on that zipper, zip it up, hands square, and exhaling forward and lift. You can relax those muscles if you need to. Use that training. And up. All right. And let's do a little breathing. We'll gather some chi. Remember, we're doing straw breath. Tongue on the roof of our mouth, behind our front teeth, lips open, and a little whoosh sign as we're blowing that exhale out of the narrow straw. So we inhale, 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 and then exhale, straw breath. So this is our inhale. Gathering chi, exhale. A little muscle as we push down. Bringing that energy up from the earth, mixing it with the energy from the heavens, and putting it in our storage. So who doesn't want some extra energy in our life, right? So here we go. And then fingertips in front of our tummy, sitting up very tall. We're inhaling up and exhaling around. Imagining that energy running up our spinal cord, at the top of our head, and the front of our body, the top of the roof of our back completes that circuit. This is running energy through our governing and central meridians that control everything. We definitely want energy running through. And then into our belly, into our heart. We're inhaling through our belly, exhaling through our heart. Our heart and our belly are the other brains that we have to use. And so we can have a heart-centered life. And it's really closer to truth than our brain. If we think about it, our brain is just captive inside our skull. It gets no direct feedback except through its senses. And its job is to see patterns. So it can see patterns when they no longer surface. They're patterns that we developed when we were 4 years old, and there was a world full of big people that had a lot more power than we had. But our heart is open to the world. It can receive the energy that's current. Not that we can't have some broken hearts and things that interfere, but still gives us a lot of information that we can use to be in the present. And coming to our final relaxation, just resting heavy on our chair, continuing that nice natural breathing, whatever that is. And if we feel sensations or emotions, or we notice thoughts, we can release those and return again and again to thinking about our breathing. Trains our brain to be in witness, be in the present, instead of giving all our power to the past and the future. rolling our fingers and toes, rolling our wrists and our ankles, circles, and reverse.